Hey folks, happy Friday to you. I'm coming to you from the youth room. This is on the stage where the band leads worship up in the youth room. Just thought I would check this out. Actually, I've been wandering around campus and walking the campus with different folks and just checking in on different rooms and what we need to do in order to get our campus fully reopen again. And so I was up in this space this morning, thought, you know what, I want to record a Bible study here. So happy Friday. It is Friday, April 16th. We continue our pastor's FUMC CV prayer devotional, and today we are praying for the Kenya Center for Health and Hope in Meru, Kenya. And this center provides care for AIDS orphans, so for children who were orphaned because of AIDS. And in our country, the AIDS pandemic for most has come and gone, and certainly it's still a scary disease, but it no longer is as widespread as what it is. And there's good treatments and good prevention, but that's not true in every part of the world. And so especially in this area in Kenya, lots of orphans, lots of children who have been orphaned because of their parents have died of AIDS. And so this center, the Kenya Center for Health and Hope, is caring and providing for those children. And so we lift them up in prayer on this day. This brings me to a passage in the Gospel of Matthew. So open your Bibles over to the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 8. Matthew is the first of the Gospels in the biblical text, though we believe it is the second of the Gospels written, and that Matthew had some of Mark to write with. Matthew had another source that was common to Luke that we call Q, and then Matthew had some material of his own that is unique to Matthew and not in any of the other Gospels. And Matthew is really written to a community of people that was a mixture of Jews and Gentiles, and Jewish Christians and Gentile Christians up around the Sea of Galilee. So that sort of provides some unique perspective for the Gospel of Matthew. Matthew chapter 8, verse 1. When Jesus had come down from the mountain, great crowds followed him, and there was a leper who came to him and knelt before him, saying, "Lord, if you choose, you can make me clean." He stretched out his hand and touched him, saying, "I do choose, be made clean." Immediately his leprosy was cleansed. Then Jesus said to him, "See that you say nothing to anyone, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses commanded as a testimony to them." And when I think of AIDS, I grew up in, in sort of junior high and high school years for me is when the AIDS epidemic was so strong in the United States. And you heard stories about people who were afraid to care for AIDS patients and didn't want to touch someone with AIDS. They didn't know exactly, at that time how people were getting it and all that kind of stuff. And it makes me think of lepers in the biblical text, that people thought if you touched a leper that you would get leprosy, and that it was physically a sort of repelling a disease to look at, and they were people who were really outcast and left to their own devices. In the ancient Near East, what you would find is lepers outside the city gates, not allowed to come in the city, outside the city gates, begging as people are leaving the gates in the morning or entering the gates in the evening after their day's work. And it was there that lepers had to beg for their food and for sustenance. So the AIDS, as I think back upon the early AIDS epidemic, I think of those folks being treated in the same way that the lepers did. And of course, people were afraid when Jesus went and he was in ministry to the lepers and he touched them. But Jesus made this statement with his life over and over again. There is no one who falls outside the boundaries of my love. There's no one who falls outside the boundaries of my love. And I pray that you know that today. Whatever you might have going on in your life, or whoever you might be struggling to love in your life, to know that there is no one who falls outside the boundaries of God's love. And therefore, our goal too is that no one would fall outside the boundaries of our love. May that be true for you on this day. God bless. Have a great day.